Most people ignore strangers like they don't matter, and most people are losers. But what if the person next to you is the key to your next breakthrough? Have you ever thought about that? Look, I get it. We were raised to keep our heads down, shut up, stay in our lane, and not talk to strangers. But here's the truth. Every major shift in my life started with a conversation that I almost didn't have. A stranger I could have just walked past, an interaction I could have skipped, a moment that looked small until it changed everything. Because strangers aren't distractions. They're doorways, they're real characters to opportunities, to lessons, to a newer, better version of who you are right now. In this video, I'm gonna break down how talking to strangers can transform your confidence, your career, and even your entire life. 1. Helps you build a risk-taking mindset, which is extremely important if you haven't realized already. You stick to what's safe, same gym buddy, same spots, same surface level bullshit conversations, but every time you play it safe, you shrink to the size of your world. Talking to strangers isn't about being social. It's about building courage. It's not small talk, it's self-leadership. You're teaching your nervous system that discomfort doesn't kill you. As David Goggins used to fucking say, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Micro risks build macro confidence. Saying hey might seem small, but it's a repetition. Reps build resilience. How do you think you get big muscles? By thousands of fucking reps. You train your brain to handle the unknown. Every spontaneous conversation strengthens the muscle that handles uncertainty. That's power. Eventually, after doing this enough, rejection literally loses its grip on you. Awkward silence, no big deal. You're not made of fucking glass. You're not gonna melt, alright? You stop fearing people's opinions after that. And you start realizing that most people are too busy to even wonder what you think of them. It really isn't that deep. If you embarrass yourself, probably in the next 3 days, that person that saw that won't even remember the event. So it doesn't matter. It's really, really not that deep. I can't even begin to count or recall the amount of interactions I've had in my life that have amounted to something significant, that have changed the direction of my whole career. If you don't end up talking to people, you don't build up a network, and a network is your net worth. I've talked to people who have become videographers, photographers to me. Some of my best friends here in Bali are very talented using cameras, which has helped me, benefited me, but would have never happened if I hadn't just spoken to them while I was in the sauna. Every stranger is a doorway to a new world. That guy in line, that girl at the coffee shop, that quiet person at the gym. You don't know who the fuck they are unless you fucking find out. But more importantly, you don't know what it could be for you in the long run. There could be a mentor, a business partner, a lesson you didn't know you needed. Strangers are literally walking podcasts. Unfiltered, unscripted, full of experience you'll never get from a course. Most of us miss it because we're glued to our phones or stuck in our own heads. They expand your perspective. Talk to someone from a different world and yours gets bigger. They surprise you with synchronicity. Ever meet someone randomly who shares your exact vision? That's not luck. That's alignment you would have missed. That's a great friend you could have. They challenge your assumptions. You realize your worldview isn't universal. A lot of my friends, I become friends with them because we have different opinions and different personalities. How else are you meant to grow behind your small little bubble? You realize your worldview isn't universal. It's just the one you've been carrying. You'll question, reflect, and you'll grow as a person. They'll even break your emotional isolation. Sometimes a 2-minute conversation feels more honest than a 10-year friendship. That's true. I'll give you a little example, and it's pretty weird, but when I first got to Los Angeles and I was taking the trains and the buses, and I just started talking to the person next to me. Pretty fucking weird to do on the bus. Nobody does that in LA, but I was doing it anyway, because you know what? Fuck it. You never know until you know. I had that same mindset that I'm telling you right now. And this person told me that in 2 years, I'm going to be famous. He had one eye. And while that may seem funny to you, that it's a weird character moment, I kept that with me. And I actually kind of believed that. And then a few months later, I go to Texas and I film content, I post it. And you know what happens? I blow up. I obviously didn't blow up to the heights that I am now. But that little boost, I have kept that conversation in the back of my head since that day. And because of that, I developed an iron belief. If I didn't have that conversation, I might not have had that iron belief. I might not have pushed hard. Okay, I might have just ridden the TikTok wave, but I knew that I had to do Instagram and YouTube. But I could have just rode it in a TikTok wave. I grew very big on TikTok before Instagram and YouTube even started. But I really believed because one dude told me on the bus I'm gonna be fucking famous. So here, moral of the story, you don't know, but the person standing next to you in line could change your life in a bigger butterfly effect than you could even imagine, okay? It's not just about one cool conversation, guys. It's about who you become by doing it consistently. Here's how it can change your life. I know you think change requires massive action. New job, new city, new life. But the real shifts come from small, consistent risks, okay? It's the butterfly effect. Like saying what's up to someone you'd normally ignore. Talking to strangers isn't just a social skill, it rewires your identity. You go from passive observer to active creator. You become someone who creates connection, not waits for it. Leaders don't lurk in corners, they initiate. Stop waiting for perfect timing and start making things happen. You build social fluency, like language learning. The more you talk, the smoother that shit gets. Okay? You embody the identity of someone who takes action. Every interaction proves to your brain, sets in stone who the fuck you are. I move, I don't freeze. That's who you need to be. I'm that guy. You attract more opportunities when you're that guy, and you look like you don't even try. And you're not. You're just fucking talking. Social gravity. People are drawn to those who radiate presence. You become that person. You radiate charisma. You radiate respect. You get this little aura around you. When you walk in, people notice you. You walk into the sauna. What's up, fellas? You get into the ice bath. How's everyone doing? Where you from? How long you been in the ice bath? How many rounds of the sauna? And there you go. Before you know it, you've met a videographer who is pretty fucking good, shoots you a piece of content goes viral, and you become fucking famous. If I didn't talk to random people, to strangers, okay, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I have one friend in particular that told me to make that first TikTok video. Imagine! And he was a very introverted person, but I said hello to him, I reached out, and I tried very hard to be friends with him. And after months and months of friendship, he gave me that recommendation that I didn't even want to do it. And I argued, but he pushed me and I did it. And now look at the life I live. If I had not said hello to this particular individual, if I didn't push my zone to try to be friends with this guy, I would never have got that recommendation. I never would have posted that TikTok video. I never would have been here right now. I was supposed to graduate. And I was supposed to be everyone like everyone else. Right now, I'd be studying for the MCAT exam, entry exams into university. I'd be pretty fucking, probably skinny fat because I can't train optimally, I can't eat. I wouldn't look as fucking jacked and handsome as tan as I am right now because I'm in the tropics. I wouldn't be living in a fucking Cristiano Ronaldo-ass villa, all because I said hello to this one person. And that's the reality of it. Every life-changing moment begins the same way. Someone chooses to break the silence. One word, one smile, one bold move you didn't make. Listen, right now, there's someone you've never met who is holding a key to your next chapter. You don't need to move cities. You don't need to build a new life from scratch every single fucking time. You just need to start talking. Don't be a weirdo. Like I said, when you get into the sauna, what's up, guys? Get into the jacuzzi. How's it going? You sit down next to someone at the cafe. Is that a new interesting project you're working on? Something simple as that could change everything. For all you even know, it could be your next partner, could be your next spouse, could be the next, parent of your children. This shit doesn't happen in life unless you speak up. And here's the first thing. If you want to learn to speak up, here's the next action step. Literally right now, drop a story in the comments. Nobody actually cares, you know that, but just drop a story. This is your time right now to start speaking up. Drop a story in the comments of a time you talked to a stranger. What happened? What surprised you? And you see a story that hits you. Reply to it. This isn't just about you, it's about building a life where connection is normal. We're humans, we're social creatures. Thanks for watching. Stay hard, stay handsome. I'll see you on the next one.